Hello, YouTube. We're back this week. Hope you guys have been having a good week and everything. Today we are going to be reading One Piece manga chapter 1123. If you guys can, please be sure to like, comment, or subscribe on the video just before we get into things. But I'm very hyped for this chapter. We've been out for about a week, so it's pretty cool seeing that we're actually coming back to a new chapter. We're going to hop right into it and just start off with the cover page. Chapter 1123, The Void Fortnite. And then we have a picture of Yamato and the kids. Oh, hold on, guys. Sorry about that. I had to kill a gnat, if you will. But anyways, I kind of have the stream set up where like my manga is going to be on the initial monitor, and then I have the chat on the right, so I can read chats if you do end up chatting. Um, but anyways, the caption for this cover page is going to be Oni Child Yamato and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 11, Enemies Forced to Share Odin. It's pretty cool. You have Yamato just sharing some Odin with everybody. That's pretty cool. Okay, so going down, we get to Oda's editor notes, and it says, The Miss Green Apple concert was fun. The aura of these three really amped me up. So that's pretty cool. We went and saw a show. We're starting off on Egghead, and it says the aftermath of hockey. Egghead Island, respond. What's your status? And then we see the Marine ship with the Marines passed out from Joy Boys hockey. We have S Snake saying, "Wake up, you guys! The Straw Hats are coming." Pretty cool. So I mean, pretty much everybody did eventually pass out from the hockey, including Doll and all the other Marines, which was crazy. I guess it took them a little bit. They had to resist last chapter to not pass out, but I guess they still did pass out because of the hockey levels and everything. So that's pretty interesting. Then we have one of the Giants going, "Wow, all of them are down. Seriously, that's amazing. That was greater than Red Hairs, but it didn't seem hostile, did it?" And then you have Luffy going, "Haha." Okay, so from what we see here, it's pretty cool that he said that Red Hairs was a little bit more. It wasn't as great, or it was greater than Red Hairs, which means basically that hockey was greater than Shanks. So that's really interesting to see. Um, but then we have Luffy yelling, "Thanks for everything, Iron Giant." And we get a shot of the Iron Giant, I guess in his final moments, deactivated, and Luffy's laughing and everything. It was pretty cool. She. Alright, so we cut to Dory and Brogy. They're saying, "Alrighty, let's go while they're sleeping. We're getting out of here." And then we see the giant, the rest of the pirates on the ship going, "Heh, you heard the captains. Let's go, you bastards. We're off to Elbaf. Yeah." And you have the Sunny with the giant ship going up or off to Elbaf. I don't know why. Ever since we've seen the Iron Giant, sometimes I want to call the Giants the Iron Giant. I don't know if it's like a thing with the old movie that got me saying the word more now, but yeah. Anyways, we cut to a shot of Bonnie. I'm guessing she's resting on Kuma. We have a shot of Zoro taking a breath. Usopp looking happy. He's looking up at Dory and Brogy, happy to see them again. We have Luffy, who is literally actually kind of fatigued, basically in his old man deflated status. We have Sanji saying, oh, "Sorry guys, it's just the gnats kind of bother me just a little bit." Vegapunk, what you said earlier, isn't sitting right with me. Was this all some sort of gotcha moment for you? Hey now, I couldn't follow everything you were saying, but it was pretty outrageous, wasn't it? And then you have the shot of Vegapunk's looking like he's dead, no shot over his eyes. And then we go to a flashback. Egghead, 2 weeks prior. There are some anomalous readings coming from the power station. You can say that again. Monitor for any fluctuations in particle density and neutron flux. The energy used by the Seraphim is meant to gradually increase over time. This could be a grave error if we miscalculate it, says Shaka. Then we got Pythagoras. He's saying, "Wait, aren't these numbers different from our enemy's confirmed reading?" And then Vegapunk saying, "Yes, and the rate of reaction is increasing too, but the power station seems stable." And then you have Shaka saying, This data seems to indicate that someone has tampered with the mother flame to steal its energy. Every single data point related to the power station has been carefully modified. To pull this off, the culprit has to be a Vegapunk. Was it Lilith? And then Shaka saying, I'm afraid the three of us are the only ones with ironclad alibis. An insane amount of energy was stolen, so we have to observe the other four to determine who is responsible, especially Lilith. We have to put our brains into offline stealth mode too. That's right. In our memories of this get If our memories of this get all uploaded to Punk Records, then Lilith, I mean the culprit, will know we're onto them. 1 week before the present. Attention, I've identified the culprit. It's York. What? So you have Shaka and Vegapunk looking shocked that Pythagoras found out it was York. We have a shot of York and she fell asleep. The memories she's been synchronizing with Punk Records are phony. I've also confirmed that the surveillance nails at the scene of the crime were tampered with too. Why would she do such a thing? And my bad, Lilith. Hmm. Then we cut to a shot of Sokka, and he's saying, I've also found evidence that suggests someone deployed the weaponized sea beasts without authorization. The jamming white transponder snail was also found in our investigation. I know, we can reconstruct the call data directly from our long distance transponders now. And then I guess we have a shot of them reconstructing the data. Transponder snail saying, Dr. Vegapunk is researching the void sensory. She rang Mary Jo. Mary Jo. No wonder Cypher Pole keeps coming here to snoop around. 6 days before the present, the kingdom of Lucia has been erased. The details are still a bit foggy, but I have a feeling about this. Pythagoras, observe any changes to sea levels and monitor all wireless transmissions. Yes, sir. Do you think this has something to do with the thief of the mother flame? I'm sure of it. That portion of the flame must have been delivered to the government by one of the weaponized sea. Okay. If you'll permit me to indulge in pure conjecture, it seems plausible that the world government possesses one of the ancient weapons, and they must have needed the mother flame energy that York stole to fuel it. We'll see if the evidence supports my conclusion. Even if this deduction is sound, it's hard to speak it aloud. It's my fault after all. Only a fool lets their greed run amok, and I went and personified mine. Is there any benefit to apprehending York now that we know? No, it's too late for that. York's motives are irrelevant now. They will still come to erase anyone who knows the Void Century. York already demonstrated her worth to them by rashly handing over the Mother Flame. The best we can do is use that opportunity as an opportunity to determine their intent for the flame and try to mitigate the damage. Stella, we still have a chance to escape if we flee now. Prepare a boat for the other residents, Quasar. They still shot. They still have a shot of escaping Egghead, but it'll be impossible for us. The Navy will have issued secret orders to every branch and base by now. They'll chase us to the ends of the world, and our inevitable deaths will be meaningless. At least here on Egghead, we have something O'Hara didn't 22 years ago. We have we have the means and equipment to amplify our voices as far and wide as possible. What exactly is the world government? The the closer I get, the more shrouded it becomes. I don't know why I paused there, but okay. If I must die, I will sell my life dearly. So Vegapunk's just kind of contemplating his like association with the world government at the moment. He's kind of like doubting the fact that he's been. 1 second, guys. Hold on. Just gnats, dude. Just gnats. I don't know what it is. Just gnats. I don't know. Anyways, okay. So Vegapunk's contemplating his association with the world government, which is interesting. We go down, and he's saying, "I apologize for wrapping you two into all this. Don't be silly. We're Vegapunks just like you. We're all thinking the same thing," says both Shaka and Pythagoras. "Just one issue, Stella. What exactly constitutes death for someone like us?" Good point. "There is one other thing we must safeguard. Our Cloudloft technology to manufacture artificial island clouds. It may be pivotal in saving humanity in the near future." Huh? What are you doing here? Oh, huh? Stella, what are you doing here? Oh, is that you, York? You know, same old, same old. If our experiments to optimize the mother flame allowed this thing to move again, it be a big breakthrough in creating our ideal energy source. That's right, it'd be amazing if we achieved that soon. Right. I can only pray that it never gets perfected. Hmm. So wait, if our experiments to optimize the metal flame allow this thing to move, be a breakthrough in creating our ideal energy source. I don't know, right, it never gets perfected. That's interesting. Okay, so I guess he knows what he's messing with isn't something that should be taken lightly, or that he should, kind of mess with it to a certain extent. And that's probably what York's going to end up doing, maybe in her own way, and then maybe Lilith will do it in her own way. So that's pretty interesting. Um, all right. So now we see 2 days before the present. Go ahead and speak now. The recording has begun. Ahem. Mic check, mic check. Testing, testing. One, two, three. Attention world. Hello there. And then that's what he gave his message. This is Dr. Vegapunk, the world's greatest and most humble scientific genius. What we said will come as a big shock, right? Maybe, but everyone has a right to know the truth. No one will ever expect the transponder signal to be hidden here. My death will trigger the message to be sent out worldwide. We need to ensure that no one finds out till it's too late. Any abnormality in our behavior could be a tip off that spoils our plan. Erasing our own memories is the safest bet. So, this is pretty interesting because we do see them under a machine that I believe is supposed to wipe their memories. So, I think that's pretty cool. But they're all three undergoing it. That said, there will be consequences. We'll lose all memories related to this matter. The fact that York stole the Mother Flame, the fact that our lives are currently at stake, we'll have to suffer through those bombshells all over again. The fear we feel for our lives will be brand new to us, but we have to put our countermeasures in place, even if things go sideways. Indeed. So they're basically all in agreement. It'll still be our victory. So that's when they had the memory swap, the memory wipe. And then it says, the memory mass research lab. What are we doing here? So they've woken up after the mind transfer. This is my handwriting. And then he picks up a piece of paper. Good morning, everybody. You'll find that you three have a missing fortnight's worth of memories that were wiped of your own volition. A number of things will probably come as a surprise because of this, which is ironically pretty amusing. Huh? I will tell you one thing though. The world government has found out about our research into the void century. Huh? They found out and they're looking shocked. I have already taken the best precautions possible. You would just have to put your faith in me and die. Oh, and one last thing. And then Vegapunk saying, "Am I really telling myself to go die?" All right. So, and then we have announcements on the Egghead Island. Stella, Emperor Straw Hat's crew and Bonnie have just made landfall. What? Cipher Pole is approaching too. What? There's also a naval armada coming to blockade the island. What? Admiral Kizaru and Elder Saint Saturn seem to be with them. What? So pretty much Saturn. I mean, Vegapunk is just shocked by all this happening at once. Um, but this is pretty much the summary of all the things that have already happened. Um, After that, we see after we rescue Bonnie. God, I don't even know what that was. After we rescue Bonnie, I don't know why I said Bronny. After we rescue Bonnie from down there, I think it'd be best if I stay put. Huh? You'll die, says Sanji. You don't need to help me escape anymore. I've thought about it. Just let me die here. What? You have a death wish? Far from it, but I've come to believe that my death will set something important into This is gonna be a big mess. We can't just sit there and watch you die," says Sanji. "We've got to do something. One more thing." And then you have the giant ship right here. It's about the One Piece. What about it? I want you guys to be the ones to find it. So that's interesting. So Vegapunk literally is basically endorsing Luffy to go and find the One Piece and be the Pirate King. And then we have a shot of the Giants with Usopp and a shriveled up Luffy. Here's to reuniting with old friends. Cheers. Hold on, do this later. Wait for me. And then you have Usopp saying, "Woo! We're off to the land of my dreams, Elbaf." And then we have the Giants laughing, and that is the end of the chapter. Okay. So thinking two moves ahead. 1123 N. So, okay. I will say that this is definitely a good chapter. It wasn't like the best because it was really just a flashback into everything that already happened and that we knew. Like it's really cool seeing the Straw Hats and the Giants actually get together at this point and, kind of party a little bit, I guess, on their way to Elbath. But we already knew everything that was going on here. Like Vegapunk was already ready to die. The memory part's cool, but at the same time, it doesn't play much of an importance besides just hiding it from York. So that kind of explains why he did like act surprised when it came to finding out that York was the traitor. Just because they didn't want anybody to actually know what was going on when it came to pretty much the betrayal or have her think that they know what's up. Otherwise, she would have countered by doing something different or letting them know that they're aware of them, pretty much onto their actions. So it's pretty cool. I guess it's like one of those things where it's like the memories were wiped in order to help not like I don't know. I guess you could say like lead York into knowing that they know. So I guess it's pretty cool. Nothing crazy. It kind of gives me a little bit of amnesia flashback vibes from the Big Mom thing, and I don't super like that, but like it didn't really matter. It was just kind of like okay, it's for York, so it's whatever. Um, yeah, besides the flashback, I mean, that was the majority of this chapter. And I mean, other than that, I mean, yeah, they found out everything about the government and all that, but we pretty much knew all this anyways and how the world government wants to basically take anyone out that's going for the Void Century. So York basically threw him under the bus, and now we're kind of here. Um, but going through the chapter, I mean, there's no big reveals here. It's kind of just a passerby chapter as to how Vegapunk basically deceived Lilith and made his plans go without her noticing, which is cool. But like, I would have liked to probably see something a little bit more along the lines of like, what did Dragon talk to Shaka about, or what was Dragon's involvement with Vegapunk aside from just seeing him at O'Hara all those years ago. Just would have been a better take in my opinion. This is just a lot of flashback, really, which is cool. But like a majority of what was said in this chapter is already stuff we know and have known. Um, the top part, like the beginning, was cool. Seeing them say they're getting ready to go to Elbaf was cool. Seeing Usopp see the Giants again was cool. It sucks that Vegapunk died, but it was awesome that Luffy ended up thanking the Iron Giant before they ended up leaving. That was pretty cool. We saw that the hockey was enough to take out all the Marines, even if they're at a more advanced level, which is cool. Um, and then yeah, we also just learned that basically Joy Boy's hockey is confirmed to be greater than Shanks, so that's pretty cool. At least based off of what Oimo and Kashi, or not Oimo and Kashi, Dorian Brogy said. So that's pretty cool. But other than that, guys, I think this is going to be a quick one today. We read through everything, and there's not really much to go over. Again, it's just really a passerby chapter, so don't get me wrong, it was cool, but like, I really hope next week we get a little bit more progression. Like, I don't need a bunch of lore, but like, I know we're going to Elbaf, so maybe we'll see like some side events in the meantime while they're heading there. Maybe we'll see something with the world government in the meantime. Maybe we'll see something with the Gods Knights finally mobilizing, just something going on in the world that's a little bit more interesting than the flashback. I know this is like his like steps to the closure conclusion of Egghead, which is cool. But I just hope for like all intensive purposes that we just make this the end, and then from here we just cut somewhere else, and then maybe we come back to the Straw Hats once they're a little bit closer to Elbaf. But Yeah, I mean, there's no break next week from what I see, so that's good. Um, and yeah, I mean, like my main thing is if I had to pick a direction where I want to go with the next chapter, I wouldn't mind a chapter where it's them sailing on the ship and it's just kind of like idle conversation while they catch up and some things are talked about regarding the world and maybe Joy Boy. But I would also like to see something with the Gods Knights and maybe the Revolutionary Army from here, or maybe even like something with like Blackbeard, like the what is it the Cross Guild, something like that. I would like to see anything like that. I just hope we don't do what we did this chapter, where it's kind of just a flashback. Wasn't the best chapter, wasn't the worst one, but I think we could have kind of skipped a lot of this and filled it with other stuff. But I never like I've been watching One Piece and reading it for about 20 years now, and I'll say this: I mean, Oda's gonna do what he wants, and I think honestly, sometimes it's good to have a little bit of a breather to digest certain things and events and maybe have some explanation than it is to just go straight on to the next thing or maybe something that's great right after. But I mean, good news again is we're not on break. It was an okay chapter, and I'm excited to see what Oda does with the next chapter. And then also, if you guys have seen, I'm also hyped for that new One Piece, the One Piece anime remake. They did a live trailer with the creators on One Piece Day, which is pretty cool. So I do look forward to that as well. And yeah, but guys, I'm going to call it here because I do think that that was a very nice way to conclude the chapter and everything. Seeing Usopp and Luffy reunited with the Giants, but I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will definitely be on next week. So until then,